Hey there, it's late. I thought I'd just do a quick one on antitrust issues impacting the credit department. This is another in the 10-minute tips program series. My name is Michael Dennis. Let's jump in. By way of an overview, the antitrust laws in the United States make certain business practices unlawful. Generally speaking, antitrust laws protect free and open competition in the marketplace. Antitrust laws can affect credit decision-making and other related business activities. For example, the courts have held that a creditor has the right to extend credit or to refuse to extend credit to customers or applicants, provided, however, that the credit decision is being made unilaterally and not in consultation with other creditors and in particular with competitors of that creditor company. Federal law is pretty clear. Any express or implied agreement among creditors to offer or not to offer open account terms to a customer or an applicant may in fact be a violation of the applicable antitrust laws. And it's important to remember that at least in the US, there are both federal and state antitrust laws to consider. So you might be asking yourself, what's the rationale for both federal and state antitrust laws? It's premised on a couple of things. The first is this theory or concept, the idea that free and open markets are the foundation for the strength and growth of the US economy. Another foundational idea is that aggressive competition among sellers in an open marketplace results in important benefits to consumers, including lower prices, higher quality, and more choice. For those two reasons, among others, federal and state antitrust laws are necessary to promote the vigorous competition that is the goal or the desired result of antitrust laws. I think it's important that we talk about specific guidelines for trade creditors as it relates to antitrust laws. The most important is this idea: avoid discussing any unified action with your company's competitors or other trade creditors with respect to a common customer. This prohibition or this recommendation against having those discussions includes discussions and any agreements or any agreed upon actions with respect to factors including prices, payment terms, discounts, or territories. I would add one more to that, and it is simply avoiding an agreement to either delay shipment or place customers on hold or refuse to ship to a specific customer, provided that that agreement is reached as a group, not on an individual basis. It's equally important that we take time to develop and maintain records of the rationale that we used for the credit decisions that we make. The benefit of documentation, the benefit of maintaining records, is that the documentation may be essential in defending an allegation that rather than making decisions independently and unilaterally, that certain decisions made by the credit department were being made in collusion with other creditors, potentially even competitor companies, in violation of the applicable antitrust laws. The federal and state antitrust laws don't have a prohibition against interactions between creditors. It's well understood by anyone who's knowledgeable about the way business works that competitors sometimes interact. For example, a company, a creditor, might reach out to a competitor to request a credit reference, credit information about a common customer, or in response to an application they've received from a potential new customer. Or, as often happens, as you may already know, competitors might belong to the same industry credit group and interact with each other regularly at quarterly, semi-annual, or annual meetings and other group-sponsored interactions. Interactions between creditors continued. The problem, the risk for us, is there's always a certain element of potential risk associated with interactions between creditor companies, especially between competitor companies. especially in connection with any situation in which two supplier companies are no longer acting independently, or alternatively, that they appear not to be acting independently with respect to a specific customer. Actual collusion, of course, is unlawful. It's factually problematic, but so is the appearance of collusion. That's potentially problematic even when there is no actual collusion. In other words, it's a problem if you're seen to be colluding, even if that's not your intent and even if that's not what is actually happening. Industry credit group membership and antitrust laws. I want to emphasize there's nothing unlawful about being in an industry credit group. There's nothing unlawful about being in an industry credit group in which one or more of your direct competitors is a member of the same group. What industry credit groups in the US do is allow credit group members and managers for those companies to network with other credit pros to gather trade data and experience about common customers. This includes direct exchanges of data between direct competitors about mutual customers. Industry credit group membership and antitrust laws. One of the important safeguards associated with an industry credit group is the presence of a representative of the industry credit group, of the association that sponsors the industry credit group. That representative is always on hand to moderate all credit group meetings, including virtual meetings and face-to-face meetings. Their role, their goal, is to ensure compliance with applicable antitrust laws. One of the important safeguards that they are there to ensure remains in place is the idea that the exchange of information between and among members is based on factual and historical information. If you've ever been to an industry credit group and the representative of the credit association has intervened, almost invariably that intervention is when the representative feels that the discussion is going in a direction that is potentially problematic or potentially unlawful. And when that happens, what they do is first, of course, take note of the fact that it happened, but also to rein in the discussion so that it focuses back on, once again, factual historical information, and that under no circumstances, in the presence of the association representative, will any discussion that would tend to be viewed potentially as an encouragement of collusion be permitted at a group meeting. So thank you for your time. I hope you found the information to be useful. If you're interested in more information on the on-demand series of programs that I have recorded, please contact the sponsoring organization, Wisconsin Credit Association, for more information. Thanks and have a great one. Take care, everybody.